ultra aggressive, the most aggressive player that we've had in Europe for quite some time. One of the oldest players as well, Ilya Malish here in the yellow, representing the Ukraine and his clan UMAD. ENTE in the upper left. We know him from game number 1, where he was defeated by his undead ally, so to speak, Dowak. I talked with his team manager, who is here as well, Nick. He said, oh man, things didn't go according to plan. ENTE basically had a last-second decision to switch tactics away from the usual DK Fiend opening to a Lich. Doesn't show too much confidence in his skills, so yeah. I said SONIK has some interesting creep routes here. He's not going to show them. This is pretty much standard with the Engine of War here. I've seen him position the Engine of War here, right next to the expansion, and fast expand super fast against basically every race. But okay, not gonna happen here. Warcraft 3 had the Keeper of the Grove meta for a long time, and we were all, you know, not too happy with that. But with the recent patch that hit last week, the Demon Hunter is back. Mana burn is a little cheaper. Keeper is not that strong anymore. So we see the return of the Demon Hunter.
And that, yeah, is quite novel now once again. Returning once more to the more traditional hero. Ancient Isles feels like kind of a Demon Hunter as well. A Demon Hunter map as well. We used to see it back in the olden days, where the Demon Hunter was all the rage, where he was dominating the matchup. Perhaps this doesn't necessarily speak to SONIK's preference. Perhaps he still likes playing Keeper, but not on this map, because this is a weird Keeper map. Usually the big strength of the Keeper is you can creep up to level 3 very easily, almost anywhere, and then utilize this strength with possibly level 2 Entangle for utter map dominance and complete control of the mid-game against Undead or many other races. But here, in the middle, your Treants get purged. At the expansion, the camp is too hard. At the Merchant, the camp is also kind of hard. So the Keeper can't utilize his strength as easily here as he could on many other maps. So the Demon Hunter choice here is certainly very understandable. Demon Hunter picking up the first item is the Gloves of Haste. Over on the other side, ENTE starting off with a very, very small creep camp to begin with. He doesn't want to fall behind with a creep jag again, as it was in the first game against Dowak.
Exactly. That is, I think, why he goes for this. Normally, you are super aggressive right away. We can also see that he decides to go for the Unholy Aura this time, not for Coil. No surround here. Because the Demon Hunter can, of course, mana burn you, and he does that like 3 to 4 times, and then you have no mana anymore, can't throw the coils anymore. That's why you go for the Aura, where you don't need mana for, so at least you have the movement speed, and at least you get a little bit of regen, which you do need. Ghoul opening, of course, as well. Demon Hunter still trying to find him, setting up a little trap for another surround, but SONIK not falling for it. Nice idea by ENTE, though.
That was a really cool idea indeed, and it seems like he is familiar with Ancient Isles still. Because this is a specialty on Ancient Isles, we don't have that on many maps. It's a high ground. In the middle of the map, there's a high ground. In StarCraft 2, high grounds are ever so important and present on every map. In Warcraft 3, it's more of a rarity. And yeah, here we have the high ground as well. You can't look up the ramp onto the high ground, so traps can be set up. And there's also a...
Whoa! Immolation first! This is something we rarely see in Warcraft. It's usually always mana burn and evasion, but of course with that he gets a lot of damage done. The archers are coming from the south as well. Mana burn now with level 2, so no evasion here. ENTE is once again in trouble, trying to go for the archers now, but there's no Dust of Appearance, so the archers can just hide in the shadows and be safe.
And that took me by surprise there, caught me totally off guard, the simulation coming in. And it's typical SONIK, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's typical SONIK, all in his face.
Damage. That's, yeah, SONIK in a nutshell.
Oh, there's ghouls hurt in the back. The Demon Hunter wants to look for more kills. There's still no narrow here. A little greedy, perhaps. But the graveyard positioning might be saving those ghouls. But what about the graveyard itself? Might be falling with archer shots coming in. This graveyard will be getting cancelled, and SONIK wants to find more kills. The Acolyte closes the surround, actually. But one ghoul will still fall, perhaps a second one. This will cost the Demon Hunter the TP. Was this worth it? Will it? Where's the DK, actually?
He's on the other side of the map for whatever reason, maybe chasing some archers still. Ghouls all hurt. This is not looking good for the MTW player. There is, of course, a town portal soon. Or is there actually? He's still slow thanks to the Nerup tower.
Oh, gotta this is really important.
Gotta be a TP.
One more hit.
SONIK playing with fire, but surviving like a true Targaryen.
The idea there by ENTE was pretty good. He thought, okay, my base defense is solid enough. I don't need my hero here to deal with this threat, so I can just be out on the map and creeping. but actually he didn't creep. And actually he did get the graveyard cancelled. The one ghoul loss doesn't matter that much perhaps, but it was also the ghouls away from lumber for a long time, so now he's low on lumber. ENTE is trying to find some kills. 1 kill for the level up. The single archer will be enough for level 2, and he finds a surround against the trees. He's got the dust here as well. Now gets the coil, might be able to save the ghoul. With that, just a little too slow.
Again, we've seen this in the game against Dowak as well, that ENTE's coils are a little too ambitious, using the next coil to get at least the wisp kill for a little bit of experience. But this is not looking good for ENTE once again. SONIK storming into his base like a true madman. Now the graveyard is late, Lich is coming, okay, but tier 3 is once again delayed, and the slaughterhouse too. On the other side, SONIK not going for double Ancient of Wind, which was the standard for a long time in this matchup, going back to the Dryad style with double Ancient of Lore, and we are quite curious about the second hero choice. It's the comeback of the patch, it's the Pandaren Brewmaster.
1.31 brings back the old classics, the Demon Hunters, the Blade Masters also, and the Panda, a hero who seemingly was completely out of the meta almost in 1.30. Now he's been buffed a little bit again. The Drunken Haze damage over time has been increased slightly, so his damage once again is getting a little bit higher. And this Pandaren Brewmaster, like so many strength heroes, on level 1 he's not that good. On level 2, still not that good. He's still tanky, but on level 3 and onwards, suddenly he starts dealing mass amounts of damage, especially against many small targets, which can be the case from the undead if ghouls will be a priority.
Indeed. And he's also pretty tanky with a lot of HP fairly soon, so he's not that attackable with Coil Nova, for example. And there's gonna be a staff most likely
Look
as
at
well.
this SONIK play. He has 4 archers. He has a Panda. Panda is a hero who wants to creep. And what does he do? He runs into the main.
Yeah, it's kind of against the meta, or against the standard, against the norm. And he does get the kill on the slaughterhouse again. More resources down the drain for ENTE. And he's not allowed to lose that shop. No Rod of Necromancy, no potions.
But the Nova is here. Going for the hero right away. Oh, right, the TP is gone!
Yep.
SONIK! He didn't get anything new to save his first hero, and the Demon Hunter level 2 dies. There's a second Nova ready on the Lich. He's trying to spread the archers against this. These archers, I think, are just gonna be fodder. But good micro by SONIK, sending them back fairly well. Gonna lose one more here. Dude, SONIK, it already feels like he's overextending, though the first time we're seeing him on stream. And I don't know that this is the right way to play this strat. You've got a Panda, dude. You're supposed to be leveling.
Yeah, maybe split the Demon Hunter away from the army, creep with the Panda, and still go for the units with the first hero. But yeah, not rebuying a TP, not getting a staff, that was certainly a mistake. And with that, ENTE bought himself a lot of time that he lost previously.
Yeah. And I was already surprised to see the pick coming out of SONIK. I was like, Panda, okay. Another very capable second hero to be alongside the Demon Hunter is the Naga, who is better suited to these more aggressive styles. That would have been what I would have been expecting, but no, it's the Panda. But in the meantime, he actually is setting up an expansion. The gold mine, I was like for a moment, wait a minute, when did he creep this? But no, it was actually crept by ENTE earlier. But here is the Tree of Life now. That is normally what Night Elf has to play against Undead. Has to be on 2 bases. 1 base doesn't seem to be too viable. But for what we're used to seeing normally, this is a very late expansion.
Yeah, and especially like, what's the timing? He just lost his first hero and his response is expansion. Kind of weird, but might be working out, might become a surprise factor in the end.
Yeah.
So Panda level 2 now, because he got solo experience. The Demon Hunter is not sharing the experience with his second hero. ENTE on the other side, close to level 3, investing a lot into consumables. Also reached tier 3 with the Orb of Corruption. Dryads might be falling like flies. Who's gonna get the last hit? It is ENTE in the end for the level 2 and the Ring of Protection. 2 ghouls might be falling. Gotta be careful with that. Lich has to spread the aura, so that's why he moved that DK away a little. So I think it was fine in the end to get the item. Demon Hunter is back now though, lots of Dryads and not a single Fiend at the moment for ENTE, which means he's lacking the piercing damage, which you will need against these unarmored Dryads.
I didn't even look at it too closely, and I hope Todd isn't going to be too mad at me. But the supply here is looking horrible for ENTE. He didn't lose too many units, couple of ghouls here or there, but the graveyard, the slaughterhouse, the repair, the acolytes that were running around. Creepjack now coming in, Coil, Nova on the demon, but he doesn't take too much damage over here. It is Frenzy Ghouls, but it's only 2, and you need Fiends against this army. The mortal enemy of Dryads is Fiends in high numbers. ENTE is coming in here, trying to find as much damage as he can. Finally, a Fiend is coming in, but at the end of the day, he's at 30 supply versus 50. This is not gonna work.
And the Fiend will be slowed down and chased down by this Demon Hunter. Nova into the backline, but it's only Archers. Losing a Fiend is way worse, as it was his first one. And okay, getting level 3 now. Might even be Aura 2. Nope, he doesn't have mana at the moment. Split away from his Obsidian statue, so no mana regen. Hero's empty, Breath of Fire connecting. And yeah, 43 supply against 35. ENTE again taking a bad fight. Is he surrounded there? No, right? Still walk out. But massive loss of XP, of HP. He's getting the kills though.
Could use a mana potion as well, but he still has a health potion first here. Could use some coils for some kills, but it's only Archers which will be getting replaced by Dryads most likely. Demon Hunter was chasing after those statues, didn't get the kills. But it's looking surprisingly well suddenly. SONIK did drop down to 36 supply here as well.
I'm super surprised how much this Lich got done. Like, the Orb of Corruption and right clicks, we know it. The Lich is very, very strong, but I was certainly under the assumption that SONIK could easily win this fight. It was 1 Fiend, 1 statue, 2 heroes. That's like nothing. But the strength of the undead heroes is what makes this race so strong, and he just showed it here.
And the choice of the Demon Hunter chasing after those statues, especially without boots, may not have been the best. If he had been in the main part of the engagement against the opposing heroes, he probably could have been doing a better job protecting his Dryads. But anyways, continuing to creep now is SONIK, finally level 3 on the Panda, finding the Ankh of Reincarnation. Not too bad at all. He doesn't have boots, doesn't have a staff, doesn't have an invul. Anything that keeps him safer on his heroes is going to be welcome. But most importantly, it's the expansion. It's finally mining. It took a while, but SONIK is already at 50. He can rush up into upkeep here very soon if he wants to, and ENTE still doesn't seem to be in fighting shape this entire game. When did it really feel like ENTE has all the pieces together, has his 50 supply, has his orb, has his invul, has his fiends, has his destroyers? He never really gets there. SONIK is just always throwing wrenches into his gears.
He's kind of living on the edge here with his Lich being so low, DK again without mana. He's switching into Abominations fairly early. SONIK on the other side caught up with a tier 3 tech, got the first bears with Master. Also, they got a little stronger with the most recent patch. So SONIK is in fighting shape now. He wants to fight again, as he always wants. 52 supply is a good timing for that. There's only the Ankh and the staff, but he got the Orb of Venom now for even more damage. And I love his movement, just cutting off ENTE from some of the best creep spots on the map without actually taking them, but just denying experience from the undead to not make him even stronger.
And the bottom left is exactly where you want to be, especially if you're in a position of strength, which SONIK is right now, because here is where the big doodads are. We have the big creep camps remaining, the soft objectives you might call them. You don't have to take them to win the game, but it certainly helps to get more experience and more items. But now ENTE is looking for the creep tech. He had that sentry ward position, so he knew about the movement from SONIK into the south, but quick reactions by SONIK. Won't be losing anything here. Rejuvenation coming in over and over, such a strong spell. And no destroyers against them, because there's already hippos against those destroyers, aiming for the hero kill onto the Panda right away. But there is a staff for the second hero. Demon Hunter now dealing with the Lich. Lich getting coiled one more time. DK and Lich, however, basically out of mana. Mana potions will still be there, though. Dryads slowing down the Fiends, and the Bears putting in the damage.
Alright, how many Fiends can he save? Dryads are chasing. Here's the first Fiend kill. Can't do anything against that. It's basically, again, DK and Lich only. Trying to get the Bears now out of Master Form, but doesn't work. This Reju is putting in so much info potion on that Lich, getting the kill with that, moving the statues again for some reason. But it has to be a TP, but guess what? There is no TP for ENTE. He has to walk this off, but against the Dryad slow, this doesn't work. Oh, actually on the Lich there was a TP. Saves the DK with that.
Alright, gets away with kind of a black eye there. But ENTE still has plenty of army remaining now, surprisingly, at 48 supply finally, which is where he's starting to feel in fighting shape, and some more gold available, going into more Fiends, going into more statues.
But what needs Dispel, right? But it's hard because there's so much anti-air. He already has 3 hippos, and the Demon Hunter, and the Dryads that are on the battlefield.
The early Hippo edition, I think, was very smart.
Awesome! On this map, very good, because even if your opponent doesn't go for destroyers, you like put a stop sign at that tech tree,
Yeah.
and you can still use them for the red drakes here in the bottom left and upper right.
And as you mentioned earlier, without Dispel, these abilities on the bears are super strong. Roar and Reju are outstanding. Here we go with another creep drag. Coming in is the Demon Hunter with the mana burn. The item's still on the ground.
Oh.
It's another ring +4. Ente couldn't click on it. He was misclicking right there.
Ring
Is
of
that
Reason.
the nerves?
I think it was pretty hard because the hippo was right above it. So
Okay.
maybe he misclicked on that hippo and couldn't really click it up. It was a tricky situation.
Nova on the demon, moving forward with the A-bomb, blocking the way very nicely. No boots on this demon. You guys know how much I hate that. But with another coil coming in, the mana potion, the Reju.
Oh, the Reju again, saving Sonic's first hero. There was an ANG, so it wouldn't have been too bad. Normal damage from the bears thinking in against the DK. The A-bombs don't stand a chance against these roared up bears. The backline isn't too powerful. And now Sonic, even with the Book of the Dead, with 6 skeletons being summoned, now we have to destroy 3 at a time. And now the bears, kind of useless. What a momentum swing.
And the hippos, the supposed anti-air, is getting webbed. Can't deal with these destroyers right now, but also means no statues anymore. So no regen really for the undead side. Breath of Fire coming in again. DK dropping lower. Demon Hunter against DK. The first heroes here battling it out. Demon Hunter dies for the first time, but he's got the Ankh. He's going to be coming back with 500 HP. But Ente is not out of this yet.
Nope.
Level 4 for the Lich.
You know what that means. Super
+4
Lich.
intelligence. Hell yeah.
He's giving up the chase and retreats. Of course, he can't afford that. Got another Fiend kill here. Still has the expansion up with additional income, which is super nice for Sonic. Stays in upkeep the entire time, so it's not like he gets twice as much gold as his opponent, because there's taxes in Warcraft. If you go above 50, you lose like 3 gold per worker. And Ente is staying above that 50 supply cap, so it's still decent for him. Finally, Sonic has evasion now, which makes the Demon Hunter a lot tankier. Creeping the bottom left red drake now, which could be a Vamp Aura, for example. Amazing for bears.
Where to go? That's the Panda. He got the
Belt of Giant Strength. It's okay.
more tankiness could help him out here. Perhaps, as we saw quite a bit of hero kill attempts already. Ritual Dagger, by the way, being displayed for the first time for damage over time, or healing over time on these Fiends and Destroyers. Finally a statue again. Ente now is going to have some more regen. Rune Braces for him. Perhaps kind of helpful against Mana Burn and Breath of Fire, but not really what he wanted.
I think he will sell it as an item for that. Yeah, the Ritual Dagger is a new item. If you saw Warcraft the last time at WCG 2013, you might not be aware of this. You have to sacrifice a unit of your own and then you get 2 HP per second regen, which is not too much, but can help at least a little. Ente now starting the siege. One statue in the back. Sonic, what does he have? 70 supply.
Yep.
High level heroes, but okay, double staff, that's nice. And chimeras.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a counter I don't think Ente sees coming. He's reaching around now.
It's going to be very tough to make work with these only 3 Fiends. Ente needs a bigger army. He needs more webs and then kite as well as he can. Demon Hunter moving forward, looking to find those mana burns. Ideally, he wants to drain these manas of all their hero before the fight even begins. But without the boots, not so easy. But Sonic here just making more and more army, getting almost to 80 supply already.
We get a Temple of the Damned in an Undead Night Elf matchup. How rare is this? Web again.
Good find on these hippos. That could be 1 or 2 free kills to start with, but actually the rest of the army is here. Ente has to fall back. And just a single hippogriff, which isn't too expensive to replace. Sonic can certainly afford it with his expansion. Ente, it's going to be more tough for him to replace these Fiends. And one of them's getting slowed down. Sonic chasing forward. Ente can't fight it. He has to buy time for these Necromancers. Is it going to be Necromancers? What is it?
I think it's Banshees for anti-magic.
Banshees.
And Curse against the Demon Hunter could also be nice. I mean, there's a lot of Dispel, so rather not Curse.
And there's a lot of Dispel, exactly. Yeah. And we only have 2 Chims, right? So it's not like magic damage makes so much of this army, perhaps. I will see.
Maybe Cripple against these Chimeras. But hard to tell what Ente's doing now. DK again in the middle of all the bears, tanking a lot. Breath of Fire connecting. Nice, Lich in trouble. There's no coil anymore. But a little bit of healing from that heal scroll, but that doesn't save. Oh, nice deny actually. So the experience does not go to the Ukrainian.
Yeah. Deny, yes, but still a lost unit. And the statue almost falling there as well. Ente,
Haze.
He's saving a lot of gold at the moment.
Oh yeah, 1.4k.
He can go for one last all-in.
Double temple. So he got anti-magic now. SONIK, by the way, with a lot of upgrades already. This is the 2-1 finished.
Yeah, that's very nice for Night Elf in the super late game. With this unit comp, every single one of these units has the same upgrade that they benefit from. There's a total of 4 upgrades in the game, but units only get 2, so basically you can upgrade half your army. But Dryads, Hippos, Bears, Chimps, all with the same armor type.
Dude, SONIK is in high upkeep. At the moment, ENTE is getting more gold than his opponent. And master training for the Banshees. Does he just want to steal bears? That would be...
I guess so.
Maybe already the play of the tournament? Because it's so rare. Like, this never happens.
There's only 2 bears, though. And you can't steal air units. That doesn't work. You can't steal Dryads because they're magic immune. So you can only steal the bears.
I mean, it's always good for mana pool and mana regeneration.
I don't know, dude.
ENTE again without a town portal. It's getting risky. It's a 30 supply lead for SONIK. Web again. Breath of Fire was nice. Again, he's picking up 1 or 2 units, but the statues are gone. Man, this damage of the chimeras is adding up heavily now. Oh my god, he's almost one-shotting them now.
Yeah. The Dryads provide the slow, and then the Chimps and the Heroes and the Bears put in the damage, and with these upgrades now already at 2-1, the damage is getting more and more scary. And ENTE, like, he's trying to, I don't know, force attention on the other side of the map, but wouldn't it be better just to turtle? It oftentimes feels wrong in an RTS game to just turtle. Seems like you could be doing something, but it seems like what he's doing is just losing him units.
Oh my god, look at this. Surreal! And on the bottom left, SONIK is assuming this position and getting an AP ready, so ENTE is out of gold and is in no position to get gold in this game ever again. Wisps are moving over, Tree of Eternity, you see it, left. So he's on the way there as well, and then SONIK could occupy both of the remaining gold mines, which will certainly be his win. 4 chimeras. The hero levels of the undead, not too crazy yet.
Not really. I mean, level 5-5 could be reached, but is that enough against 100 supply SONIK? He's not at 100 yet, but I think he can get there pretty soon, with Corrosive Breath coming in now as well. SONIK, there's no need for him to force the issue here. The longer the game goes, the better it is for him, but keep in mind, this is SONIK.
Yep, absolutely.
He's looking for a fight.
So here we go, Corrosive Breath not done yet, but he's still storming that base. Goes for the Lich, who is in a bad position. Catching hits from the entire Night Elf army. We do have a couple of Destroy here, but another statue falls in the back. Lich again in heavy trouble. There's no web available at the moment. We don't see any possession. We don't see any anti-magic shell. What is this Banshee transition doing? Nothing. Now anti-magic shells, but it's too late.
At least finally we have a very good position for ENTE. In the way in the back of his base, illusions by the way being used with the Chimps here for a lot of missed damage onto the real army. Panda moving forward though.
The Breath of Fire is going to be huge. Statue gone. The illusions soak up more and more damage.
Some of the Chimps are starting to fall. Here's another kill that ENTE can find, but
DK is about to die. There's no item on him anymore. And that's the kill. Level 6 on the Panda. Can we get Earthstorm and Fire? Doesn't seem like it. No healing anymore. Castles are falling. That is SONIK's redemption. 1-1 for the Ukrainian. Smile on his face. And ENTE is 0-2. And therefore very unlikely.